Hello, darling. Welcome back. Today is the day. It is the grand finale of the Potato War. I'm excited. I have enjoyed this so much. Seeing such a playful, like, harmless prank is so refreshing. And just, I want to see how crazy, like, we've already gone insane, right? Okay, the calculations, the breaking it down, the stopwatches. Does it get any worse? Better? I'm so hooked. If you guys are new here, please do consider subscribing. It would really help me out, and I would very, 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 very much appreciate it. Thank you. Are you ready? Let's go! No instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Ooh. Deranged individuals with complete disregard for their own physical and mental well-being.
My name is Technoblade, and I am the fastest Skyblock player alive. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary Minecraft YouTuber, but secretly, I've spent the last year fighting to maintain my spot as the #1 potato farmer in Skyblock.
Let's go.
Opposing me is Squid Kid, the former rank #1, a man whose obsession with potatoes is rivaled only by my own. In my last video, I talked about how the newly added rabbit pet could, at its highest level, increase the amount of potatoes my minions made by 30%, but I knew Squid would watch my video to find out my tactics, so I left out a few of the finer details. You see, the boost from rabbit pets isn't the same as flycatchers or catalysts. You have to be there on the island for the boost to take effect. Once you log off or go to somewhere else in Skyblock, that boost is gone until you come back. But while I was experimenting with the rabbit pet, I uncovered a few interesting facts about how the boost works. For instance, rabbit pets can boost other people's minions if you're visiting their islands as a guest. But minions can only get boosted by one rabbit at a time, so you can't just get 20 accounts with rabbit pets for infinite potatoes. But the third thing I found was the most interesting, and this is what Squid Kid didn't know. If there's multiple rabbit pets on the same island, which one boosts the minions? You'd think it'd be the strongest one, but it's not. If there's multiple rabbits, the minions will be boosted by the one belonging to whoever's been on the island the longest. So, hypothetically speaking, if someone went to their island with their level 100 rabbit when someone was already there with a level 1 one, they wouldn't get their rabbit's 30% boost, they'd get the level 1 0.3% boost.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. I know that you did. I can tell already, but you wouldn't, right? You wouldn't. Is this where his AFK strat is gonna come in again?
Unrelated fun fact, did you know that Squid Kid's Island is still open to visitors? Yeah, that's right, we're doing this again. So I bought a new Minecraft account, slapped a level 1 legendary rabbit pet onto it, and shipped it off to Squid Kid's AFK pool. I knew I had to maintain absolute secrecy. I didn't even tell my goons about this, because I knew once Squid got wind of this, it would be trivially easy for him to prevent it. I waited until the day I released the second Potato War video to start. After that video, tourists flocked to Squid Kid's Island to see it for themselves. My alt blended right in. Every day my alt would sit there in Squid Kid's AFK pool to maintain rabbit priority. In fact, it usually had the rabbit pet deactivated during the day, since you don't need to have the pet out to keep priority. And since the rabbit was deactivated, if Squid checked his minions during the day, he'd find nothing wrong with them. But every night around 2 AM, Squid would leave his account AFK and go to bed. And that's when I'd strike, overriding his rabbit pet boost for the rest of the night. And yes, I memorized Squid's sleeping schedule to pull us off. I mean, at this
what?
point, how is that even a question? Of course I did, but unfortunately complications soon arose. Squid and I had both been rushing to get our rabbits to level 100. I had a pretty heavy lead, and I figured it'd take Squid several more weeks to get his there, but unfortunately an unknown third party got there first and sold his level 100 legendary rabbit directly to Squid. Of course, he didn't forget to brag about this victory on stream.
Oh my. You know who doesn't have a level 100 pet? Yikes, he has a level 99 pet. He's poor. It's level 99. I'm screaming.
Oh my, that's, ooh, you're poking the bear. Like, I feel like I would as well, to like take the win and like boast in it, but you are poking a very insane, unwell, mentally deranged bear.
Little did he know that while he was flexing on stream, my alt was right there on his island, overriding his level 100 bonus. But my problems didn't stop there. You see, Squid got an alt account to AFK with his rabbit pet on his island while he was doing other things, and since the alt account had no reason to ever leave his island, it became much harder to keep control of pet priority. And sometimes when I had priority, he'd end up kicking everyone from his island because it was too full for his alt account to join, meaning I lost priority for the rest of the day. I was going to counter this by spending $30 to buy his alt MVP++, since that rank can bypass guesting limits, but unfortunately, on March 20th, my alt was kicked and Squid's island was closed forever. The jig was up. But by that point, I'd already achieved my objective. The 2 weeks it took him to realize what was going on cost him about 2 million potatoes. Bit of a tangent, but I'm pretty sure I lost a few fans over the rabbit pet because everyone would just be hanging out. They'd just be chilling on my island with their level 30 rabbits activated. Now I'd come see that, and I don't care if it's intentional or not. They're sabotaging my potatoes, so I'd kick them out of my island to get priority back. And then they'd come back 10 seconds later like, "Why did you kick me, Technoblade? I just wanted to meet my favorite YouTuber." I'd be like, whoa, relax, dude, relax. It's not a big deal. I have a really good reason. I can't tell you because it's a secret. And they'd go like, "It's okay, Technoblade. I know the reason. It's because you hate me specifically. I'll just go leave forever now." And I'm like, "Wait. Come back, no!" So Squid closed his island, which meant I couldn't sabotage him anymore. But what if I told you that was also part of my master plan? You ever noticed how my island has been open to visitors during the potato war? In the last video I explained, I made an AFK machine on my island so planted potatoes would keep growing even when I wasn't online. I was actually using an advanced technique there called lying.
An advanced technique. Never heard of before. You invented it just for this. I love that so much.
This clip of the AFK pool is from November. I didn't even build the manual farm until January. You might recall from the first Potato War video that minions behave differently dependent on whether there's people on the island or not. Because if no one's on the island, Hypixel's not going to waste resources keeping that server online, so they're going to close the server. And then when you come back, they're going to go, "Oh, well, it's been 7 hours. It's going to run a calculation and give you 7 hours worth of stuff." But as we've seen before, that calculation isn't perfect. So I ran an experiment, and in the experiment, I found that when someone's on my island, I get 10% more potatoes. And there was only one thing boosting my minions by 10%. The farm crystal. The farm crystal is an external buff, so it's not included in the offline calculation. So if there's at least one person on my island and Squid's island is empty, I'd get 10% more potatoes. Now it was easy to get people to AFK on my island. What was difficult was getting people off of Squid's island. You see, even months after the first Potato War video came out, when the initial hype was starting to die down a bit, there would be at least one of my own viewers AFK on Squid's island every night, you know, as a joke. Sometimes I would be on Squid's island on an alt account and I'd see someone say in the chat, "I'm gonna go AFK to help Technoblade win the Potato War," and I'd beg them, I'd be like, "No, dude, please, he fixed that months ago, that doesn't hurt him anymore," and they'd be like, "I'm helping," and AFK all night. Squid Kid was getting boosted by my own viewers and there was nothing I could do to stop them, because what was I gonna do? Announce that AFK and helped him? Then even more people would AFK. I realized that the only way to stop this from happening would be to get Squid to close his own island to visitors without him realizing that that's what I wanted all along. It took 4 long months, but it finally happened. But anyways, back to this tweet. So Squid says he closed his island because someone filled his potion system with rookie axes. A common trolling method in Skyblock is to fill people's inventories with useless items like boats. But the rookie axe is even worse for players like Squid Kid who use the Skyblock add-ons mod, which has a feature which makes it very difficult to drop tools out of your inventory. The point is to stop people from accidentally dropping weapons worth millions of gold, but it also applies to the rookie axe sold in shops for 12 coins. So basically, someone dumping a ton of rookie axes into your hopper system is the worst thing someone can do to you in Skyblock. Now, I've always been interested in psychology. In fact, I almost majored in it. So after 6 months of stalking Squid Kid, I developed a bit of a psychological profile of this man. I know how he talks. I know how he thinks. And when I saw this tweet, I instantly knew that this man was lying. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely believe that somebody dropped rookie axes into his hopper system because it was me. But that's not the reason.
What? Oh my god, oh no. You literally was like, "Oh yeah, this is like such a bad thing to do because of like all the things that it causes and it's so difficult to get rid of. Oh, but he's lying about it. Oh, but I believe him because I'm the one that did it." You're just gonna... Oh man. Oh, the things you do in war to win. I understand, but good God.
Real reason he closed his island. After all, I'd been dropping rookie axes into his hoppers for weeks, but he sent that tweet 8 minutes after he kicked my ult. So I get to thinking, why would Squid lie about that? And I realize Squid knows I monitor his tweets, but what he doesn't know is that that was my alt account. From his perspective, that could have been some random guy with a rabbit, and if that was the case, I'd have no idea rabbits could be used that way. As such, him lying in that tweet could only mean one thing. He's about to sabotage me! So I have a stakeout on my island, and guess what I found a few hours later? A brand new Skyblock account AFKing with a level 1 legendary rabbit. Truthfully, I could have stopped Squid before he even joined my island, but I wanted to catch him in the act because I'm always getting comments saying, oh my god, Technoblade, why are you so mean to Squid? They don't understand. This is war. There's no holding back. I know that, and Squid knows that. The only difference is that I'm 20 steps ahead. He's playing Skyblock while I'm playing Death Note. He thinks he can outsmart me with my own strategies because he is yet to realize that he is but a puppet, and I, the puppeteer, dance, potato boy, dance! So anyways, I got on my secret alt account and then sent his secret alt account a party invitation. And then I DM'd him on Discord, yo dude, accept my invite. Well, this is awkward. He actually did accept my invite. We had a lovely conversation. And then I banned him from my island. Get out of here. He tried again with another account a few days later. I don't have any proof that this account is him, but look at that username, Stinky Bozo. That's a pretty unusual word. In fact, I've only heard one person say it.
Bozo. You are a bozo. Bozo. Nice one, Bozo. You're a freaking bozo.
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. I did eventually close my island, but not before I made sure I wouldn't lose potatoes. After that, I moved on to the next phase of my master plan. If I wanted to farm more potatoes, I'd have to start farming pumpkins. But wait a minute, Technoblade. That's the wrong vegetable. Wait. What do you mean it's a fruit? Whatever. At this point, we'd pretty much maxed out the output of our minions. The only thing left to work on was the speed we could farm potatoes by hand. The farming skill gets more crops as you level up, so I decided to grind it to the highest level. I did the math and found that farming potatoes is so incredibly inefficient at leveling up farming that it was actually more worthwhile to build a whole pumpkin farm. I began the construction of a pumpkin farm large enough that by the time I finished farming it in full, the pumpkins at the beginning would have already regrown. I don't even want to tell you.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. I would go insane. What is this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I can't tell. Wait, count the dirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? 15? Oh dear.
How long it took to build this. And so I began farming day after day. At times I'd farm for so long without break that the people watching thought I was bodding. Word of my pumpkin farming soon reached Squid, who began farming pumpkins himself, but he only saw the surface level of what I was doing. You see, I wasn't just leveling up my farming skill, I was also leveling up multiple legendary rabbits. There's a reason I wanted to stop people from AFKing on Squid's Island, even after he started AFKing himself. And it's because it's almost impossible for one man to AFK every hour of the day, because servers restart, the game can update, your internet can go out, and if you're asleep or doing something else, you'll be missing out on those bonuses until you get back. Even the most dedicated individual might only average 20 hours of AFK coverage per day, and those 4 hours alone without the rabbit pet and farming crystal cost you 100,000 potatoes. And over time, that adds up. To fix this flaw, I got multiple level 100 rabbits, some leveled myself, and others purchased for tens of millions of coins, and then distributed them to goons in diverse time zones. I set my island so only guild members could visit, and had my head goon coded Discord bot that automatically pinged them within 5 seconds of the rabbit account leaving my island, at which point one of them could log into the island themselves and boost my minions until I got back. After a few weeks, we both reached farming level 50. On May 4th, there was a pet update which added, among other things, the elephant pet, which at its highest level could increase crop yield by 25%. Ordinarily, a buff to manual farming would be bad for me, since it allows Squid to catch up that much more quickly. but I had a plan. The reason farming potatoes by hand is so inefficient is because when you break potatoes, they don't grow back. So 2/3 of the time you spend on farming is spent replanting the potatoes you just harvested. Squid Kid and his viewers spent many hours trying to find a workaround to this, even building an elaborate redstone machine in an attempt to somewhat automate replanting. But in the end, they failed to find a better method and continued farming normally.
I should be able to plant 5 at the same time. Why is it so slow? It takes forever.
What if I told you I found a way? You see, back in January, I had an idea. What if I had the minions plant for me? At the time, this wasn't practical for 2 reasons. One, I didn't have enough farming bonuses for it to be worth sacrificing the minions' normal output, but this was solved when I got farming level 50. Secondly, potato minions were simply too slow. But since then, they've buffed flycatchers, added the rabbit pet, and added foul flesh, a new fuel source which buffs minion speed by 90%. Even then, the potato minions weren't quite fast enough to keep up. But I thought to myself, if they're only going to be planting, they don't need to waste an upgrade slot on a super compactor. So I spent another 250 million coins to get 48 total flycatchers. Squid and I both started farming potatoes, but his method could get at most 200,000 potatoes per hour, whereas my method with double flycatchers, even after subtracting the amount the minions would have made themselves, could get 410,000 potatoes per hour. For the next 3 weeks, Squid farmed hours every day, but I was farming at the same time.
What are the odds he's farming right now? 5 bits? I bet Techno's doing the same thing, just has a 130% faster way to do it. You're probably wrong.
In this time, I expanded my lead by another 5 million potatoes, but at this
just a casual 5 mil. Yeah, no, that's yep, expected.
At this point, Squid and I had been farming potatoes for almost a year, and we were still farming hours every day with no end in sight. Neither of us wanted this to continue, so we came to an agreement. Whoever got to 500 million potatoes first would win the potato war. Hypixel even pitched in, saying he'd give a surprise to the winner. Now, I was only at 300 million potatoes at this point, but I figured I had this in the bag. I mean, I'd been tracking Squid's potato count. I accounted for his AFK coverage by having the Discord bot track his alt account's logins, and I knew how much he was farming by hand because I was monitoring his farming experience. With a 45 million potato lead and a farming method twice as fast as his own, what could possibly go wrong? June 6th. Things go very wrong. A small update with a few quality of life changes, you know, like an enchantment which replants crops after you farm them, and an item which automatically compacts items in your inventory so you don't have to spend time on that. You know, 2 minor changes which just so happen to buff Squid's farming method from 200,000 potatoes to 1.2 million. And my farming method becomes worthless. Suddenly, my 45 million potato lead goes from insurmountable to, yeah, Squid can farm that in a couple days. Squid starts putting in crazy hours.
If I do 12 hours a day, can he keep up? Absolutely not. People say Technoblade never dies, but I'm putting him in the grave.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in shambles. I was out here with my lab coat on, doing the science, coming up with new never before seen potato farming techniques, and this man just goes, admins please, replanting is too hard, and they buff his farming method 6-fold. Was
oh
that
my
it?
days.
8 months of plotting and scheming just to fail in the final stretch? No, I couldn't accept that. I was going to win this war, whatever the cost. I immediately drank 3 months of mystical mushroom soup and got to work expanding my old potato farm, a project which would take 25 hours over the next couple days. I knew I was playing the game as intended when I realized that the only reason I ever put on one of the strongest armor sets in the game was to use its 3% speed bonus to optimize till and dirt. For the next 2 weeks, I did nothing except eat, sleep, and farm potatoes. There were only 3 interruptions, each of which cost me millions of potatoes. The first was a dentist appointment, and the second was when I had to play in Minecraft Championships.
What do I message him? Was it worth your time losing MCC? It took me 2 hours to lose MCC, but it'll cost you 9 months to lose potato or Hey, relax! Relax, hello?
Besides that, there was only one other time. I had to go to the store the other day. I had to interrupt my potato farming because my dad was like, hey, can you go to the store and pick up my medicine? And I was like, can I really tell him that I'm not getting his medicine because I need to farm potatoes? Can I really? Look, I'm an atheist. But
Oh.
when God sends me to hell, I want him to hesitate, okay? I want him to hesitate for a few seconds. But Squid was also farming several hours a day, and he had even found a way to maximize his AFK coverage. He started sleeping with his headphones on and had his goons wake him up via Discord call whenever his alt left his island. As someone with a Discord bot tracking his online activity, I can tell you right now that that man is telling the truth. He was waking up multiple times per night. I don't know why he didn't just use backups like me. He actually revealed to me later on that one of my original goons betrayed me and gave him one of our internal documents. And the list of backup pet users is literally right there at the top of the first page. I have no idea how he missed it. But anyway, Squid logged off an hour and a half ago. He should be entering REM sleep just about now. It would be a real shame if someone woke him. I didn't actually wake him up because I wasn't sure if intentional sleep deprivation was legally considered torture or not. So
Yeah, okay. Thank God. Thank you for at least finding a line not to cross.
decided to shelve that strategy for the time being. And after sacrificing 2 weeks of my life, I finally reached 500 million potatoes.
Yay!
We win these! Squid was shocked.
He's at 499. No, he's not. Dude, that's actually, like, it's not possible. No. It's not. This can't be real.
Squid had been certain that he was right on my tail.
I don't know how far behind I am. 100% less than 30 million.
And yet when I won the war, I had a lead of over 88 million potatoes.
Oh
How
my
did I
days.
do it? It's just as Sun Tzu says, all war is deception. You see, I knew after the second potato war video that things were going to get more difficult from here on out. Because at this point, Squid had a full organization backing him. He had goons, a cabal of billionaires funding his every move, hundreds of stream viewers making constant suggestions on how to farm potatoes more quickly, and reporting on my every move. So in that video, I prepared my final trick. I hid my true potato count. The number shown in my video wasn't edited, but it didn't include the millions of potatoes left uncollected in my minions. I also say that my minions now produce 1.58 million potatoes, but they're actually producing 1.75 million.
Whoa.
Because the rabbit pet doesn't actually boost your minions by 30%. It boosts them by 43%. Why?
What?
I don't know. It's probably bugged. And Squid couldn't realize the real number when he got a level 100 rabbit of his own because he was being sabotaged. But the biggest reason my lead expanded by that much was because over those 2 weeks, while Squid averaged 8 hours of farming per day, I averaged 11.
I just can't believe how much he's farming.
The admins were legit saying that Techno is just like so focused, it baffled them. At how like just insane he was. He had no breaks.
I swear to God, this Technoblade dude is focused on another level.
Towards the very end, Squid had one of his goons write a program to chart how much I was farming by tracking how much experience my elephant pet had. But by then, it was too late. Once I won the war, there was nothing left to do except celebrate my victory with grace and humility.
Oh my God! He's doing a little emote on me. Oh my God, like this. Come on. Was this necessary?
Watch me dance, Squid Kid, you lose! You lose the war! After the war, the admins added a temporary NPC to the Skyblock hub, the Potato King. It gave out a new talisman which boosted potato minions by 5%, a basket for the top 1,000 potato farmers, and to me, the Potato Crown. Engraved upon it the words, all men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Sun Tzu, the art of war. That NPC is gone now. I took too long to edit this video. I gained a lot from the potato war. Patience, discipline, carpal tunnel. I guess my main regret is that I bribed Squid's Discord admin to give my alt permission to see into his secret text channels, and then he never used them all year. With the war over, Squid took down his potato minions, and my fields have gone unfarmed. While we were enemies, I still respect Squid Kid. I understand now that it is only with a worthy rival that one can reach their fullest potential. While he may have lost the war, he's gone from 70 subscribers to having tens of thousands of fans. So it can't be said that he's lost completely. For my part, I've realized now that rank number 1 isn't an achievement. It's a prison, which forces you to dedicate your life to defending a temporary title. But now, with the war finally over, I'm free.
Yay! What a satisfying ending. Nice. That's so much fun. Thank you, Techno. Thank you. All right. There it is. The Great Potato War was won. I don't know if I'm impressed or afraid. Both? This was a lot of fun. The insane lengths that he went to not only catch up, surpass, and maintain the lead was... I don't have words. Way to commit to the fucking bit. I really liked seeing these guys banter back and forth. Like, I could tell that it was still very much a rivalry, but it wasn't ever hateful or anything, which is a lot of fun. Like, they tortured themselves, but I hope that they had fun at the end of the day. This was a really, really fun series to watch, and I would really like to check out some more. Like, I've seen some recommendations, so if you have any more techno recommendations, please, please, please put them down below. And please, please check out the original video. It's going to be linked down below. Thank you guys so very much. If you liked my video, make sure that you like and subscribe so I can see you in the next one. Bye!